All right, 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Welcome to another episode of What's Your Problem, the podcast where we explore solutions to three universal problems: adversity, uncertainty, and complacency. And those solutions we embody on every episode all start with the letter C: communication, curiosity, creativity, continuous learning and action, and productive confrontation. So if you find yourself that you're in this rut, things aren't really happening for you, chances are you're not doing one, more, or all of the 5 C's. You're not communicating with yourself and also with others. You're not curious. You're living in statements and no longer asking questions. You're not creative. You're bitching about the resources that you lack instead of becoming resourceful using what you already have. You've stopped learning. You think you're a know-it-all instead of a know-at-all, and then you're not confronting. You're not only the bullshit with yourself, but you're not confronting others as well. I'm so happy that you're back here with me. My name is Marsh Buice. If you have not met me before, it is very nice to meet you. And today, man, we're going to talk about, quickly, habits. And it came from my random reading this morning of Chip and Dan Heath's book, Switch. What I do every morning is I just stare at the shelf and say, hey, what is it I want to read today? I set my timer for 15 minutes. I find a chapter that most resonates with me, and I pull that out, and I read that one chapter. You don't have to power through this one book and just thug it all the way through, because what happens? Sometimes, man, you just kind of run out of steam, then you force yourself to finish, but you don't remember that second half that you even read anyway. So why not just pick one chapter, read that one chapter that jumps out at you from the table of contents. And then here's what's powerful. Because it's bite-sized, 15 minutes or so, then when the timer goes off, literally I set my timer. When the timer goes off, then I whip out my legal pad, which is the result of what I have today, and I write about what that chapter meant to me. And it's important that you just don't write word for word. You may have to put some of that stuff that really stands out at you. You want to write that word for word. But what does it mean to you? See, when it means something to you and you can unpack that thought, this is why writing is so much more important than typing. Typing, you're going to self-censor. Writing, you're going long form. That means you have to pick up the pen. You have to think about it. You have to go back to the book and stare at it. You got to go back and forth, back and forth. Well, what happens is you unpack those thoughts. So then what I do is I set my timer for 20 minutes and I write, quote unquote, one page. The one page is the psychological trick that I have for myself. I say, hey, man, if you're not feeling it today, just fill up one page. That's all you got to do. And very few times is it ever one page. Fortunately, today, man, it's only 2 pages today. Sometimes, man, I just get to rolling on the thing. But this one's a short and sweet episode about developing some habits. Man, we just make things super complex. We do. And I'm going to chapter 10 is what I read in Chip and Dan Heath's book, Switch, How to Change Things When Things Are Hard. Boy, that subtitle really speaks to it all. And it really got me to thinking, man, we really make things super, super difficult because of the complexity. We make things way too complex. We live in this fictitious land of, this is where the resourceful versus resources. This is where the creativity comes into place, because the creativity, we lose that creativity because we bitch and say, well, I don't have 5 hours before work. I got to get the kids up. I work 2 jobs. You don't understand. We get into this narrative like that instead of just being creative and saying, how much time can I budget for that will align with my higher future self? It's really that simple. Life is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And so the simplicity of it all, which is what I bang the drum about all the time, is a process, a 3 to 5 step process. I work a 6-step process, and the reason why it's 6 steps is because I have a podcast. So I have that 6th thing in there. But I would tell you, work 3 to 5. That way it's on one hand. It's easy to rail out. It's important that you don't have 15 processes because you're going to get overwhelmed. The wheels are going to come wobbling off, and then you're going to revert back to your old self. So Chip and Dan Heath write, how do you create a habit that supports the change that you're trying to make? How do you create a habit that supports the change that you're trying to make? It's 2 things. It's only 2 things. That's why I say we make things way too complex. So how do you create a habit that supports the change that you're trying to make? Number 1, the habit needs to advance the mission. Number 2, the habit needs to be easy to embrace. That's it. The habit needs to advance the mission, making steps, making progress, and the habit needs to be easy to embrace. So this is where you got to ask yourself, which parts of the chaos to my day can I tame? And the way that you tame this thing is by working a process. They call it a checklist, which we'll get to here in just a second. But you got to understand, man, habits are behavioral autopilot. And the habits that you create are either intentional or unintentional. The point of the What's Your Problem podcast is to build in intentional habits and get away from these unintentional tendencies. This is where you sleepwalk. The habits, you're awake, you're intentional. The tendencies, because that's how I like to look at them. Habits are productive, tendencies are destructive. So I like to look at them that way. And so when we go into this sleepwalking mode is when we've just fallen into these tendencies and we're just doing things without thinking, and we're procrastinating, saying we're going to start Monday, we're going to start at the first of the month, we're going to start at the first of the quarter, we're going to start when this happens. It's all this if-then bullshit, and we just never start at all. So if you just look at habits where, number 1, it advances the mission. What's my mission? I want to get in better shape. I want to feel better about myself. I want to make more money. And if you get in better shape, you're going to make more money. Studies show that. But anyway, that's a whole nother episode. And the second thing is, it needs to be easy enough for me to embrace. Challenging, but easy to embrace. If it's too hard, man, you're just going to fucking quit the thing anyway. Back to the book, the way to advance the mission and make it easy to embrace and create good habits, just a few, that advance the mission, and it's easy to embrace, I don't have to give it a whole lot of thought, is work a process. They call it a checklist. I jumped for joy when I turned a few pages over and they say the way to do this is you create a checklist. I'm like, hallelujah. That's what I bang the drum about all the time. Because working a 3 to 5 step process, it's going to keep you awake. It's going to prevent you from negotiating with yourself. Because let me tell you something. When you get in a negotiation, should I, shouldn't I, you're going to lose every time. Because your comfort and complacency and past, it's going to fuck you up. And it's going to win every single time. So put a 3 to 5 step process in there. Prevents the negotiations. I just go to the next thing. It also reduces overconfidence and eliminates blind spots. Boom. The habits should reduce friction to your day. The friction that you have in the day is because you're giving too much cognitive load, too much thought to what you got to do. And you're spending these resources that could be applied to something else because you're trying to figure out what you're going to eat. You're trying to figure out what you're going to wear, what time you get up. Can I go to the gym? How can I work this around? No, I mean, you get into all this stuff, man. I'm laughing because we all do this. And we're so, this is why you're mentally drained. This is why you're physically drained. It's not really, no shade, man. It's not that you're doing too much. It's that you're not efficient in what the fuck it is that you're doing. I'm not that disciplined, dude. I just work a process. It looks like I'm disciplined, but really I'm not. I just work a process. All I got to do is check the box. The beautiful thing about a process, it eliminates the dread and provides direction. The dread is, Oh, I gotta eat right. Oh, I gotta save more. Oh, I gotta start working out. I mean, all this stuff, man, the things that we dread versus the process, these little micro steps that I do every single day that bring me in alignment with my future self. It just gives me direction. And they're so small that I just go to the next thing. And the process advances the mission. It brings me in alignment, and it's easy enough to embrace. Beautiful thing is, I check the box. I don't have to negotiate. Win the decision, check the box, go to the next thing. Boom, boom, boom. Now let's gamify this a little bit. You put in a 5-step process. You give yourself a point, whatever it is. If you want to do 2 points, whatever. If you want to put them all differently. If you want to wake up at a set time, that's 1 point. If you want to work out, that gives you 3 points. I don't care how you do it. But for simplicity's sake, because I can't add like that in my head, let's just give them all 1 point. So if you have a 5-step process and each one is a point, that means you get 5 points at the end of the day if you check all the boxes. By the end of the week, tally it with me now, is 35 points. So what if you gamified this and you put it in there, and at the end of the week, you tally it up, and you get a 35. Boom, got it. That's what's going to keep you consistent. And that's what, when you get into this should I, shouldn't I, you just say, oh, man, I got to hit these 35 points. And maybe throw a bonus thing in there, double workout for the day or something like that gives you 3 extra points, whatever. And see how much you can bonus. Get creative with the stuff, man. Have fun. You don't have to dread through your day and just knuckle drag it. No. Process gives you some direction. Make it fun for yourself and rock out. And then what's going to happen is people are going to see your process, see that you're not all skizzed and frizzed out, and say, bro, how are you doing this? And then you can teach it to others. That's why I lay the tracks on the What's Your Problem podcast, is because I want you to take what has worked for me, and I want you to work it for yourself and cultivate that where it works for you, and you share it with other people too, man. Life is simple. It's not always easy, but we can make it simple by working a process. The process focuses on next instead of all. It's the alls, man, that suck us down. I got to do all this to lose all this weight. No. All I got to do is next. 5 steps today. This is why I say lay the brick. Just lay the brick. That one brick. You lay that one brick down. Win the decision. Then lay the next brick as perfectly as possible. That's all you got to do. Win the decision. Go to the next decision. I laugh, man, because it took me 50 years to fucking figure this out. And I hope it takes you 20 minutes to hear what I'm saying and apply it as soon as we get off, man. Don't go to the next podcast. Don't jump into the next book. Don't, just go about your day. You better write down just 3 to 5 steps. Here's what my process is. I wake up at a set time. I read 15 minutes of random reading. Do I read books cover to cover? Yes. That's later in the day. My primers to the day is 15 minutes of reading. I write 1 page. Sometimes it's what I just read about and I interpret it. Other times I go to my voice memo app and I listen to other recorded thoughts that I had throughout the day, ideas, aha moments, conversations, some other passage that I read from some other book, found it on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. And I record that. I capture those thoughts and the emotions, and then I unpack those when I have time in the morning. So I set 20, 30 minutes aside to write 1 page. Oftentimes it's more. Then I go work out. As soon as I lock this mic up, man, I'm going to go bust a sweat. My 5th step on my process is to share. Everybody's an expert at something, man. Let me tell you something. And what's really good about this is when you can share, you're coaching other people. You don't have to be at a certain point to start coaching other people. What has worked for you, share that. Everybody's an expert at something. Some of you are experts at mechanicking. Is that a word? At being mechanics. Some of you are expert at parenting. Some of you are experts at 5-minute meal preps, whatever. Some of you are great, look great. I see you on Instagram, and you're built and you get the most done in an efficient manner in working out. Fucking share that, man. What works for you? Everybody wants something a little more simple, and that's what we all need to do is bring some simplicity here. And then the last one is I design. I design my day. I know exactly what I'm going to wear today. I know exactly what I'm going to eat today. And I also affirm the direction that I'm going. That's it. That's my 6 steps. And oftentimes, I'm done before I even go to work. 9 o'clock, I'm done. And then, I've already won the day. It doesn't matter which direction the day goes. It doesn't matter what pops up. I've already won the day because everything that I did brings me in alignment with my future self. When you put a process in, man, it's like creating a budget. It's a success budget for yourself. Just a few things done every single day, repeatedly, are going to bring me success. How simple is that? Dude, you could just not buy another book. You could not attend another seminar. You could not get advice from anybody else on social media. What are a few steps that I can do every day, repeatedly, that advances the mission? It's easy enough to embrace. All I got to do is win the decision, go to the next thing, check the box, tally the scores up at the end of the week, and boom. If I do that every single day, I'm not wired and worn out. I know exactly what I'm getting up and doing every day. It advances the mission. And Jesus, am I going to be proud of who I'm going to be? Because you kept commitments to yourself. You got some adversity that's going to pop up. But the beautiful thing is, when the adversity or the uncertainty comes about, or complacency tries to sit in, you say, nope, I got to get to this next box. I got to get to box number 3 today. Get to box number 3. Sorry. I know you want to lay up. Just box number 4. It's just right there. It's just right there. Let me get to box 4 and you can ease up. See, you start playing these fucking mind games with yourself. And get to that. And you're like, oh, I'm only one away from winning the day. I might as well just get that out of the way. Boom. Got the box. Bro, that's all you got to do. That is it. Stop the tape. But I have a little bit more. All right, working a 3 to 5 step process. Number 1, it's going to keep you from sleepwalking. You fall asleep in life, man. You fall into these tendencies. It's like a monoxide gas. You don't smell it, but it'll make you pass out. And then you're fat, broke, out of shape, and alone. I don't want that for you. Number 2, a 3 to 5 step process. Put your fucking process in, man. It's going to eliminate the negotiations with yourself. You do not want to get into negotiations with yourself. Dude, even when you get to your ideal weight or your ideal bank account, keep the process. Keep the process, which brings me to my third point. It reduces working a 3 to 5 step process every day. Hell or high water, living high or run over in life. 3 to 5 step process reduces overconfidence. This is so key. You start getting some success. You think that you've arrived. You're overconfident. You stop working the process. And now you're all of a sudden, see, you skip a day, it's no big deal. But see, once isn't a moment, it's a mindset. You're going to fuck yourself up. So working a process every single day, sticking to that reduces the overconfidence. Oh, I got this. I don't need that. No. Dude, let me tell you something. When I was playing college football, the first thing we did every single day as an offensive lineman, I was 285 back then. First thing I did as an offensive lineman is our coach would check our stance. He wanted to make sure that our footwork was there, that we were in position. Because if you're not in position, if your feet aren't set correctly, you're already beat. Doesn't matter how strong you are, you're beat. And so the biggest thing, the thing that he coached on, Coach Freeman talked about all the time, are your feet in position to be able to beat the defender. That's what you have to look at. This is what a process does. It's your footwork to your day and puts you in position to win your life back. And the last thing, beautiful thing about a process, it reduces the blind spots because you're just working a checklist. That's all. I just check the box and reduces the blind spots. The blind spots come in when you break away from your process and you think you have it all down pat because you're overconfident. But here's the other thing. Sometimes you have zero confidence, and so you lack confidence. And that's what creates the blind spots, because what do? When you lack confidence, you get desperate and you swing for the fences. But when you work a process, regardless of what the circumstances that you're facing right now, regardless of what the results are right now, you get mowed over in life. Stay to the process. 3 to 5 steps every single day. Do copy mine, man. I'm telling you, that has worked for me, and that has saved my life. And I'm telling you, you and I are going to bro hug one day, and you'll be like, bro, I was listening to you back then, and damn it, look at you now. Mark my words. Mark my words. It's coming. I don't have to worry about it when it's going to happen. 6 steps I do. Wake up at a set time, read 15 minutes every day, write, work out, share my expertise, and design my day. Boom. Done. Success. So when we get off this, I don't need to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. What are your 3 to 5 steps that you're going to put in right now, the minute you turn this off? 3 to 5 steps. And I would tell you another thing. Go to Canva. It's free. And create a little artwork. Get fancy with it. And put those 3 to 5 steps. Put your process down. Create a little cute little box. And staple it. Pin it to your social media page, wherever you hang out. Pin it there. So that way, not only do you have to look at it, but others have to look at it too. And they say, hey, is he doing that? I'm going to do it too. I'm going to pin it, my 6-step process. I'm going to pin it to my profile, and it's going to be there. So that way, if you see me out of line, you're like, oh, he ain't working his process. All right? So when you create that for your social media, I want you to tag me in it. So that way, man, I can give you props. You're getting after it. Dude, let me tell you something. These episodes I do, they're not for you. They're for me. These are what keep me accountable. These are what keep me in alignment. These are the things that keep me from negotiating with myself and letting the wheels spin off and letting the adversity and uncertainty creep in, the complacency lay up. Nope, not doing it. Not today, Satan. Not for you either. All right, let's get out of here. Keep it simple, keep it moving, never settle, stay tough. Thanks for sharing this episode with someone who needs it. Peace.